Welcome back to Obama Recaps, where we break down the biggest movies for you. Today we're diving into Superman, a film that gives us a fresh take on the Man of Steel's story. This isn't your typical origin story, it's about a Superman who's already been protecting Earth for 3 years, but finds himself facing his greatest challenge yet. The movie opens with a powerful montage that sets the stage for everything we're about to witness. We see Superman falling from the sky, badly injured and barely conscious. His faithful companion Krypto, a superpowered dog wearing a cape, finds him and helps bring him home. Superman is taken to his secret fortress of Solitude, a massive crystalline structure hidden in Antarctica. Inside, he's cared for by advanced robotic servants who address him as Sir and analyze his injuries. These robots, led by one called Four, are emotionless automatons designed only to serve. As Superman recovers, we learn more about his tragic backstory. The robots play a damaged message from his birth parents on the dying planet Krypton. Meanwhile, the world is reacting to Superman's first public defeat. The mysterious hammer of Boroviya has vanished, leaving behind massive destruction in Metropolis. 22 people are hospitalized, and property damage exceeds $20 million. This defeat raises uncomfortable questions about Superman's intervention in Boroviya's conflict with Jarheimper. In his civilian identity, Superman is Clark Kent, a mild-mannered reporter for the Daily Planet newspaper in Metropolis. Clark works alongside Lois Lane, an investigative journalist who's been covering Superman's activities. The two are romantically involved, though their relationship is complicated by Clark's secret identity. Clark's colleagues at the Daily Planet include Jimmy Olsen, a photographer and Clark's best friend, and Perry White, their editor-in-chief. The story takes a dramatic turn when Luthor orchestrates an attack on Superman. He releases a giant monster in Metropolis, forcing Superman to respond. The creature appears to be some kind of mutated animal that grows larger as time passes. It starts small but quickly becomes enormous, threatening innocent civilians throughout the city. Superman arrives to fight the monster, but he's not alone. A team of corporate-sponsored heroes called the Justice Gang also responds to the threat. The team includes Green Lantern, who wears a power ring that allows him to create energy constructs, Hawkgirl, who has wings and wields a powerful mace, and Mr. Terrific, a brilliant inventor whose T-spheres give him various technological capabilities. These heroes are funded by Lord Tech Corporation, and they're clearly more interested in publicity and profit than genuine heroism. The battle against the monster becomes chaotic. Green Lantern ultimately kills the creature with an explosive attack, much to Superman's disappointment. The aftermath of this battle further damages Superman's reputation. The Justice Gang takes credit for stopping the monster, while Superman is criticized for his methods. The media begins to question whether Superman is truly as heroic as he appears, or whether he's simply an alien who thinks he knows better than everyone else. Behind the scenes, Luthor is pulling all the strings. He was responsible for creating and releasing the monster in the first place, using it as a distraction while his agents infiltrated Superman's Fortress of Solitude. The engineer uses her nanite abilities to break into the fortress, where she discovers something that will change everything. In the fortress, the engineer finds Superman's damaged message from his parents. Using advanced technology, she's able to recover the lost portions of the transmission. What she discovers is horrifying. The complete message reveals that Superman's parents didn't send him to Earth to be a hero. Instead, they sent him to conquer and rule over humanity. The government, now convinced that Superman poses an imminent threat, issues a warrant for his arrest. However, they acknowledge that they lack the resources to actually detain someone with Superman's abilities, so they outsource the job to Luthor's Planet Watch organization. Superman eventually decides to surrender himself to authorities, hoping that this will lead him to wherever they're holding Krypto. He's arrested and transferred to Planet Watch custody. Luthor reveals that he has created a pocket universe using advanced technology that replicated the Big Bang. This pocket dimension serves as an inescapable prison where Superman can be held indefinitely. The pocket universe is accessible through dimensional portals that Luthor has set up around the globe. Inside the pocket universe, Superman is tortured by Rex, a metahuman known as the Element Man who can transform into any known substance, including kryptonite. Back on Earth, Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are investigating the connections between Luthor and the Boravian government. They discover that Luthor has been selling weapons to Boravia at drastically reduced prices for years. Through their contact at Boda Bank, they learn that Luthor sold approximately $80 billion worth of arms to Boravia for only $1.625 billion. Superman's friends eventually mount a rescue mission. Lois Lane convinces the Justice Gang to help, despite their reluctance to oppose the government. Mr. Terrific uses his advanced technology to locate and breach the pocket universe, but the environment inside is extremely hostile. The pocket dimension contains antiproton rivers and black hole vortexes that could tear apart anyone who enters. During the rescue, they discover that Superman has been joined by other prisoners, including Rex and his infant son. Rex has been transformed into living kryptonite against his will, forced to torture Superman to protect his child. The rescue team manages to free several prisoners, but Superman is still severely weakened by prolonged kryptonite exposure. The escape from the pocket universe is harrowing. As they flee, the dimensional instabilities worsen, creating black holes and other deadly hazards. Krypto plays a crucial role in the escape, using his superpowers to help pull the others to safety. However, Superman is still too weak to be effective, and the dimensional rift continues to threaten Earth. Back in the regular universe, the situation has deteriorated further. Boravia has renewed its invasion of Jarhimpur, and without Superman to stop them, the smaller nation's defenders are overwhelmed. The Justice Gang travels to Jarhimpur to help, but they're more effective as a team when working together rather than seeking individual glory. Meanwhile, the Daily Planet publishes their exposé revealing Luthor's connections to Boravia and his manipulation of the entire crisis. However, Luthor isn't finished. He activates his cloned Superman, called Ultraman, to fight the weakened original. Ultraman has all of Superman's powers but none of his moral restraints. Under Luthor's direct control through advanced technology, Ultraman is programmed with over 2,500 different fighting techniques designed specifically to counter Superman's usual tactics. The battle between Superman and Ultraman is brutal. Superman is still recovering from his kryptonite poisoning and is no match for his clone in his current state. Ultraman systematically destroys parts of Metropolis while following Luthor's precisely calculated battle plan. Luthor watches the fight from his corporate headquarters, calling out numbered combat sequences that Ultraman executes with mechanical precision. When Krypto retrieves the device Luthor uses to control Ultraman, Superman is able to turn the clone against his creator. The final confrontation takes place in Luthor's headquarters. With Ultraman no longer under his control, Luthor is left defenseless against Superman's approach. However, Superman doesn't seek revenge. Instead, he focuses on stopping the dimensional rift and saving the innocent people of Metropolis. Mr. Terrific manages to obtain the shutdown codes for the dimensional portal, but not before significant damage is done to the city. The rift is closed just in time to prevent global catastrophe, though large portions of Metropolis have been destroyed or damaged. In the aftermath, Luthor is arrested for treason, terrorism, and crimes against humanity. The evidence of his collaboration with foreign powers and his manipulation of public opinion against Superman is overwhelming. His corporate empire crumbles, and his followers abandon him as the truth about his schemes is revealed. The complete truth about Superman's message from Krypton also comes to light. The parts of the message that described conquest and domination were fabricated by Luthor's technology. The real message from Jor-El and Lara was exactly what Superman had always believed: they sent their son to Earth to be a force for good and to help humanity reach its potential. Superman's reputation is restored, but the experience has changed him. he's learned that good intentions aren't always enough, and that his actions have consequences that ripple far beyond what he can see. The crisis has also strengthened his relationships with his human friends and allies, who risked